G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of my review on the new Hobbywing Seaking 300 amp marine ESCs. I've gone ahead and got it installed in the boat. I just wanted to talk a little bit more before we get this sucker in the water and just show you a little bit more of what was in the boat before this has gone in. So the ESC that I had in prior, it looks like a flash unit, eh? But it's a swordfish. I think it's a high-fay swordfish. It's rated from 4 to 14S Lipo, up to 300 amp. It's an opto model, so it does not have a BEC in it. So if you need to run a separate battery to power all your accessories, servos, your receivers, all the rest of it in the boat. That's not a big deal, but it is a consideration for some. It's supposedly has logging. I was eventually able to make it work, but it's just ancient, I think. Ancient technology. I found that the logging to be inaccurate. It did not have a good frequency in terms of how fast, how many samples it took for any given amount of time, compared to like a castle log or something like that. I found it pretty well useless in that department, which was a bummer because it was a big thing for me. So we will see what the Hobbywing stuff can do for us. I don't think this is going to give graphs as such. I'm yet to find that out. But it might give us peaks, which we can sort of work with. So we can see the maximum amp load, the maximum voltage, maximum RPM, things of that nature. So we'll see. Like I said, this boat, I can't actually remember the manufacturer of the boat. It didn't used to look like this. I picked it up used, bit banged up and bruised. It was a 2-stroke, and I completely revamped it. Hindsight, I should have built a twin, but I decided to keep it a single for simplicity. It was a massive job to do all this, and look, I should have just built the twin, but anyway, hindsight is 2020. I've got the ESC installed now. For installation, just like any other ESC, gotta get your power wires on, your connectors. In my case, I needed to do a few little extension wires to get the motor wires to reach. I also elected to incorporate my cat pack, which was installed on the old ESC, which they help a lot. This is a home jobby with a 3D printed rail that can hold all the caps, and I've just filled it all up with silicone to waterproof it. So that's the setup, pretty straightforward and basic. These water nozzles are huge. Fortunately, my hoses already went over it. The motor is I think it's a 5692 Triple S 780 kV. It's a 6-pole motor, and is a Y-wind motor, which was important. Like I said in the first video, the timing this ESC can provide starts at 10 degrees. Now, D-wind motors, as I said, they don't really like timing. You can burn things down and cook and generate excessive heat if you try. Not always, but you know, if you're pushing it, yeah, you're probably going to have problems. So yeah, that's all in now. Very happy with that. I did confirm that that timing setting in the Hobbywing app. I downloaded the app, connected flawlessly to the phone through Bluetooth. Piece of cake, nice and fast. I did check for any firmware updates. There are none at this point in time. Perhaps Hobbywing, if they see this, some feedback would be make it so these ESCs can run 0 degrees timing, and it will open the door to all the D-wind motors, because it's looking like a lot of, like, I would say at least more than half of your motor options are D-wind, particularly in higher kV options. Now, ESC like this probably isn't going to be running too high kVs. being the voltage you're throwing at it. But it's just food for thought anyway, because 800 kV is a very common kV, and a lot of them are just D-wind motors now. So it is what it is. So yeah, there we go, guys. I did have a quick look at the logging features. It does look very basic. I saw that there was a feature of live data in there. I haven't been able to get that to work yet. I don't know if it's a work in progress or what, but the peak memory logging worked. So we can work with that, see what the peak RPM is, the peak voltage, lowest voltage perhaps, fingers crossed, and maximum peak amps as well. That would be something we can work with, because I've got a gigantic prop on this, and that wasn't doing that last ESC any favors. So I will be pushing this thing, and it'll be interesting to see. So I've got a few little repairs to do on it. I've got to get the battery trays remounted. They busted, unfortunately, during the last run. So I'm going to get those re-glued in. But I'll fire this thing up quickly so you can hear what noises she makes when she turns on. Where's my little power button? Here we go. Nice power button. I like this power button. So that's the servo. And that's it. That's what she does. So easy enough to change the direction of the motor. Nice and sensitive. I was able to change it to Ford only. So yeah, all thumbs up so far. All right, first time screen recording, so hopefully this works. Actually managed to get the live data to work. This is pretty cool. So this allows you to set the pole count, okay, whatever. So gear ratio is always 1.0 for a boat. You can actually work out speed and stuff in here, which is pretty cool. I don't know what the configuration would be for a prop, but anyway, I wonder, it's not going to be millimeters, I don't think, but anyway, so yeah, so we do have, in fact, live data. And the log, so we use from OTA view. It took a bit longer the first time, but check that out. Now that is data we can work with. We can turn things on and off, zoom in, ditch motor temp, we don't need that. What else is on there? RPM is a good thing. Throttle, ESC voltage. Yeah, okay, well, that's a good thing. ESC current, ESC temp. So, yeah, that's really, really, really cool. Okay, we are here on the water. Interesting conditions. It's a lot smoother, which is great. Just a bit foggy, that's all. So, we've got the boat in the water. We're going to just take it easy. It's been a while since I've had this in. Yeah, I don't know about the CG and whatnot. So straight away, that's just touching the throttle, and we've got just adjust the rudder here. Yep. And this boat has always been a little finicky in the corners, so we're just going to go easy here. That feels great though. Boat's not set up correctly. Half throttle. Oh, okay, she's pushing past. Spins out in corners a bit. That's like 3/4 throttle maybe. spin out, heading for the shore a bit there. Now, there was a stick in the water over there I've got to be careful of. I haven't even hit full throttle, guys. There's full, bit of full throttle there. Okay. I think she's too nose heavy. Woohoo! She floating. I think I saw the arse out as well, so probably strut angles, everything's out. But it's pushing that prop. But I think I'm going to check temps now, guys, and we'll have a look at some logs. I'll bring her in for the minute. Alrighty. So just brought her back up. See what she's looking like inside. Okay. A little bit of water in there, but I think it's these pickups, and they're not sealing up well. That's fine, I'll take care of that. Motor temp's fine. ESC temp's fine. Motor wires, fine. Cat pack, fine. Batteries, good operating temperature. So that's the, as kind of ordinary as it was running there, that's the best it's run. The ESC was great, no cuts, no nothing. I'll try and do a screen recording now and we'll see if we can make sense of the logs. Okie dokes, here are the logs. So, very cool. First thing I notice off the rip, the RPM on the motor is not reading correctly. It's saying, is it? What's that? So that's saying, like, for instance, if we zoom in here, that the RPM was up near bloody 60,000 RPM, which is ridiculous. With them, it's going up to 93,790. Now, in the previous screen of logging, the live data, it was correct, but I can't see any options here to change the pole count, so I think that's a bit misleading. However, it wouldn't affect the rest of the data. We can see some peaks over here. Let's zoom right out. I did a couple of quick pulls just after I cut you guys off, and I did manage to get some decent full throttle pulls on it. We can see here centered up. That's a decent length. Well, just over a second on full throttle. And it's under 150 amps of current. Like, that's perfect. Super happy about that. Can see a voltage drop there. Got down to roughly, I don't know, 45.5 volts, 46 volts thereabouts. So, okay. Just running a couple of 6200 milliamp packs here. But the main thing I wanted to really see over here was this amperage. And like I said, that's only going, it's not even hitting 152 amps. So back over here, we did get up to 152.5 amps on a blip. Back over here, here's a bit of full throttle, and that's getting up 160 amps. So this thing isn't even breaking a sweat. A few blips in here. Again, I guess the peak was 174.3 somewhere in this log. So there it is, back over here. So I am extremely happy with that. So time will tell how the ESC lasts over time. I've got a lot more tuning to do to the boat, of course, to see what it can really do. But all in all, fantastic. I'm really ecstatic about how that ran. So I'll leave us off there, guys, and I hope you all found some useful information in all this. All right, till next time.